This is how kids explore magnetism at AMSI. By looking at a magnet, let's name this one. If it was on a horse's foot, I'd call this a horseshoe magnet. If you put your hand up to this, you can feel that it's a smooth plastic covering, but you really can't feel the magnetic force. This magnet, if it was made out of candy, let's call this a bar magnet, or a candy bar magnet. Well, when I put it on the other magnet, it actually sticks to it. And the kids are always interested in trying to feel that magnetic force. We can't feel the gravitational force, but we stay on Earth. We can't feel the magnetic force unless you have another magnet or a certain type of material. If you turned around, all of a sudden, even as an adult, I can't get them to attract to each other. That's called repulsion. So a horseshoe magnet and a bar magnet. This magnet is actually called a cow magnet, and veterinarians put it down in the stomach of a cow to pick up any bits of metal that they may eat when they're munching their hay. This container has a little bit of dark sand in it, a certain type of sand, and I shake it and it kind of makes what I call a woolly worm. Well, this is actually magnetic sand and it has iron in it. That's kind of the secret. Iron is the one type of metal that is magnetic. What if this was in the bakery counter at a store? Maybe we'd call this a donut magnet. Well, I'm going to put it on this pencil, put another one on the pencil, and is that magic or is that magnetism? If I turn it over, they'll be attracting each other. If I turn it around, they're repelling each other and actually floating. Can you imagine having a pair of shoes on a surface? You could do a moonwalk very easily. The experiment that the kids do is making an instrument called a magnometer with the attraction of a paper clip and a magnet. And they test different materials by going through this magnetic field. Obviously this cardboard isn't disrupting that magnetic field. The wooden tongue depressor isn't either. Let's try this piece of piece of paper. Oh, we know paper isn't magnetic, but it must have interfered with the magnetic force. Let's try this piece of copper. Didn't disrupt it. All metals are not magnetic, only those metals that have iron in them. Let's try this nail. Well, that disrupted the field, so this nail made out of steel probably has some iron in it. The key, although it's probably an alloy not having iron in it. So all these materials, the magnetic force went right through them, with the exception of the nail that had the iron in it. So kids learn that I always quiz them about what type of material is magnetic, and we eventually get to iron. This is how kids explore magnetism at AMSI.